We are Archangel Metatron and the Gatekeepers, and we bring to you this moment of now and all the moments afterwards peace, love, grace, courage, strength, joy, and contentment, all wrapped up in the light of Source. This is what is within our hearts, our true nature, to carry and bring to you those energies to nourish you and nurture you with all that is you. All that is in this now are hearing this, and for those that hear this from now until eternity, be filled with this gift we bring you, and those that receive this gift, pass it unto all that is within your perceived influence. Give them this gift, pass them this gift as well, for this gift, once received, never fails, never runs out. It can never be destroyed. As you give, you will receive sevenfold, or much, much more. Now we must take you vertically forward. Our message this time will be, as always, from the heart of Source. We come here to give you constant love and remembrance for you of the oneness that you all are. You are never alone in all of this journey of change and transition. We want you to create for yourself a magnificent, joyous, awesome journey of human transformation. We are here to bring some positive guidance and protection and comfort throughout this human journey, still moving vertically forward. The intensity of this rapidly increasing wave of light that you and your planet is the energy source that is cooking the evolutionary and ascension soup. You have been on slow simmer until now, but the closer you come to the full alignment within the photon band, the more the magnetics and gravity and time, etc., is being affected, and the effects of that is causing the amount of light quotient that you are being subject to and are absorbing is affecting you, and the effects on the evolutionary ascension soup is now bringing it to a rolling boil, which is activating all the crystalline particles that are within you in the water in your body, which is a large part of the components of your physical body, also activating from that same water within you to bring into your awareness and have access to your once dormant abilities for your use to create an experience, and not to only be fully conscious of your multi-dimensional nature, but to be fully conscious of all that is within the source creation, the source universe, and to be fully conscious of its nature of oneness. This is the journey of remembrance and creation and expansion. You are journeying to be fully conscious within your mind, within your heart, within the mind and heart of Source, to be fully conscious of you and your planet and the nature of you and your planet and all that implies. Please realize, if you are not aware, it has been proven even by your scientists that when life in its many forms is exposed to a higher and specific spectrums of vibrational light energy, it will trigger evolutionary leaps within that life. This occurrence has been validated through your own scientists experimenting with what you term lower forms of life on the evolutionary scale, such as frogs and salamanders, as an example of what we mean by lower forms. This is the same principle of this time of now, is what is happening physically to you. You and your planet are more than your physicality. What makes you you, the beloved children, what makes you or is determined that would qualify as to what is being affected is more than your body, your physical presence. You are more than your physical body. You also have what you call your soul. You are also there as a spiritual body and an etheric body, and so on. So all the parts of you are part of the evolutionary and ascension soup that is being cooked in this transformation. The spiritual fire that you and your planet is being infused with and activated with is affecting you and your planet in such a way that the resulting effects are enormous on all of your parts. They make up the emanation that is you, and those effects on you and their many variations and combinations are endless, and some quite unique, and line up in their combination in many unique ways. These variations are unique to each of you, according to the nature of who it is for you to be within your nature that you are and what you are becoming. These effects on a physical level you've been experiencing all along, and those remain effectively the same, but the degree from which you experience them will vary depending on the individual, and it will continue. There have been and are many messages from many messengers from Source that have been brought to you regarding some of the most common ones you experience, and what we like to is to continue guiding you and helping you through these effects that you are experiencing. Some you are experiencing emotionally, spiritually, and in your perception, for these areas are really the hardest to adjust to, as the effects are at your core. core being on every level, which affects your very existence, both physically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. The energies are shifting in such rapid succession and going from here to there in its overtone and implications. It can be very overwhelming and unnerving. On that same time, in between the shifts and adjustments and upgrading that you would normally be made to process and understand and make the adjustments to your perception, the time you would have needed so all can rejoice in its beauty and magnificence. Know you are not alone in this. The entire source universe and all that is contained within is doing their part for you, for this is God's will. This is God's will to be you are at center stage, beloveds. You cannot conceive what the implications of your very existence is, let alone what you are doing and what is happening to you. This has never happened in this way ever before, nor was it thought by your galactic brothers and sisters at first that it would be possible, that it could be possibly done with such magnificence. You have now come very far and way beyond expectations, and it's just exemplary. We're here to tell you at this time, we know how confusing and unsettling this last shift, this bombardment has been for you, and the speed by which the shifts and minor shifts within the larger shifts, metaphorically what is being asked of you, can be overwhelming, and what adjustments you are making also is overwhelming. You are having a hard time holding and owning and gaining proficiency at those adjustments. It will be resolved. We know it is so overwhelming. We know this. It seems to you it can be near impossible. But beloveds, even in the word itself, impossible says I'm possible. This belief, the changing of the paradigm of the impossibility to one of all is possible within the source universe, within the oneness, to be open and be in full awareness of the oneness within you. What you have, what humanity has constructed and existed in for its reality, is nothing but an illusion that your thoughts and beliefs shaped and your ego and fear kept you lost in. But yet it served its purpose to allow you to learn and grow and understand and to expand your soul and your awareness and raise your vibration. But now it has run its course. It has served its purpose. It is now obsolete. You have outgrown it. It is no longer for your highest good or anyone or anything's highest good. It just no longer works for you. It has outlived its usefulness and purpose. Time to release what no longer works for you, no matter what it is. Remember and become fully conscious again. The rest that you all at your core would like to create an experience that will vibrate energetically at a higher rate and is compatible to you and your new upcoming place of existence, that you are ascending and evolving to all of what you desire, for that will follow and flow from you all effortlessly. You can take that to the bank, dear ones. Once you fully remember all that you are and what you are capable of, and become fully aware of all that implies, and become conscious and own all of that, from there it will be a piece of cake, a walk in the park. Right now, until the transformation is complete, you are and will be still on many levels processing and releasing old deep down stuck stuff, old bits and pieces that are left over from old programs that you have released and replaced, old perceptions that have been changed and adjusted, removed and replaced with higher vibrational perceptions and beliefs. And now add to this newer higher energy that is entered into your spectrum of your soup to come in and leave the right amount of flavoring and no more and no less. And then it will break down and blend harmoniously with your nature. This is a time where your focus is being compelled to look deep down within yourselves and have total honesty with yourselves. And you're also having your authenticity and whether you walk your talk questioned by others, as well as you questioning yourselves on your authenticity. What is being brought into your awareness, what is being asked, is for you to be honest with yourselves. About some of you will, on that same time, your honesty and your integrity will be doubted by people that you thought had your back. You had no idea that they had unspoken issues with you. Your honesty will be called into question. Your authenticity will be called into question for no apparent or justified reason. Some people will feel that no matter how honorable you are, in fact, for some, the more honorable you are, the more compassionate and honest, in fact, for some more honorable and more compassionate and honest and tolerant, the more that it seems that the energies will seem to be really pushing to test your resolve to speak your truth, to be truly authentic and practice what you preach, to live up to your own expectations that you have placed on others. It is important to remember and practice to to always speak your truth as soon as you know it, but also to walk that truth as well. This call, the question of your honor and trustworthiness, of your tolerance, come from others to you who mostly in a passive-aggressive behavior, etc. Your honor will be called to question, not directly, but alluding to it, implying to it, and through maybe a gossip grapevine, in a he said, she said type of telephone type of game way. This will dredge up for many anger and betrayal issues. This will bring to surface contrived guilt that you chose to carry, or that was allowed to get stuck, or guilt for past behaviors that were in a similar vein, or it will dredge up anger and cause you, because you are not willing to be accepted or to be held accountable, or remember that you have too made that choice to do to others at one time, that you never gave someone maybe a second chance, or that you made a choice to do to others that is not in a loving nature, or maybe you were not forgiving by you, like when someone else treats you that way and makes a choice to behave as you have done with others, and your response was to have no tolerance for them, no understanding or forgiveness, intolerance, judgment. Beloveds, you will be judged by the way you judge others. We want you to keep in your full awareness always to see that those without sin cast the first stone, that people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw rocks. Remember, beloveds, you all live in glass houses. For what you do to others, you do to yourself. So it is below, it is done above. As it done in the microcosm, it is done as well within the macrocosm. This, dear beloved, brings us to the way of the Christ consciousness that we want to speak to you about. And for some, they call it the Mahatma. This understanding and adjusting and aligning the deepest parts of your nature with the nature of who you are is only to be fully aware of this Christ consciousness, this Mahatma perception to your own, this paradigm. This perception belief completely is integral. This absolutely necessary for you to understand this concept and own within your being as part of what is necessary to raise your vibration for the completion of this transformation. Yes, the two commandments the Christ imparted to you, the two greatest, the two that if you follow them covers any and all others. To quote Jeshua, number one is to love and give first above all else to source. First in your heart and in your awareness is to treat others and love others as others you would want others to be treated and loved as you would want to be loved and treated. This applies to family, friends, strangers alike. This is not just to practice unconditional love, but also to realize the effect of how you treat others goes both ways and radiates out all to within the source universe. It is important for you to understand to honor and love above all else source, the creator which all emanates from, which is the oneness, that all is created within the oneness, the one mind. When these issues that bring into your awareness guilt, intolerance, uncompassionate, and less than loving responses from within you, or you judge without compunction another, carry no room to allow forgiveness. Check yourself, change your perception, realize the humanity that you share, that you are truly mirrors of each other. But the first place that change must start and end is with your own selves. Understand that what connects you all should not be fear, intolerance of each other's differences, any differences. What should connect you, what should be the thing that humanity shares, have in common, it should be love. Beloveds, understand you all in your heart of hearts, in your high self, in your soul, all want, desire the same thing, to feel and experience and be unconditionally loved, and to feel that you belong, that there is something or someone that cares about you, no matter what, that you are understood and accepted and loved just the way you are, also the way you will become. We spoke to you about the Christ consciousness, the Mahatma. We spoke of that one person, but that message is carried through many messengers because it is a message of love. You must turn off the misperception that it is your right to make judgment on someone's worth, on someone's soul, on someone's choices. Truly we say again, only those without sin may cast the first stone. Those who live in houses must be careful not to throw rocks. Resist, dear beloveds, to fall under ego's spell. Do not heed its urges to come from within your intent and choice anything else but from love, but from the heart. All feelings stem from two main headings, love and fear. Always choose love even when you believe you have faltered, even when you find yourself acting before you think. As soon as you realize and become aware, alter your perception back within love, within the heart, and the way will be clear to see the path that is true. Love heals. Love guides you always back within the light. Love always aligns you and your true divine nature. This is a time when all beliefs of entitlement should be removed and released. It is not yours to be in judgment of what others do or do not do, whether they are evil or whether others are fulfilling what you perceive is in God's will or not. You must realize that you are not entitled to judge or exact retribution on others or their choices, or whether someone is evil evil or not is subjective. Have you walked their exact journey? Have you experienced their experiences with the same exact challenges and encouragements? Dear beloveds, we remind you, you are only really entitled to make an observation and act with what binds you together, your humanness. And what does your humanness come from? The one mind, the oneness, the source, God, Allah, creator of all that is, the I am, which is at the core is love. Remember how you believe others are to be held accountable, to be judged. You will be measured by on how much you forgive others. You do not have to forgive what their act is, but you must forgive them, for they are as human as you. Having negative feelings towards their acts, such as anger or betrayal, etc., these are neither bad or good, fall under love or fear. They are only emotions. It is what your intent behind your responses to those emotions determines its category. Your emotions may be valid, and you do have entitled to feel these accordingly. But if you respond to those feelings not from the intent of love, and the intent behind your responses from fear, such as hatred, cruelty, intolerance, or violence, there is no entitlement. We also ask you to choose to let go of false belief that a person's goodness, a person's value, a person's soul is determined by wealth, by how lucky they have been, that only those who are financially successful or have earned society's accolades or degrees or monetary success deserve to be considered good or loving, and any that have had to take a rockier road or wasn't as lucky, or their path this time did not include much ease and grace, whether it seems to you by their own poor choices or if they had made mistakes in the past, does not determine the person's goodness, a person's trustworthiness. Whether they have been a loving soul or not does not determine a person's value or worth, whether their soul is good or evil. Dear beloveds, let go of revenge and payback and retribution or judgment. Let go of acting from anything else but love, compassion, and tolerance. Let go of any intent that falls under or is born from fear. Now, beloveds, we are moving vertically forward. Now we speak currently on the worldwide governmental and financial whirlwind roller coaster ride of chaos. Everything is spinning and being shuffled, and very entrenched dark forces, governments, are even disappearing overnight, lock, stock, and barrel. Yet they still have some of their hands on many of the pulses of the remaining societal and financial and governmental constructs. Know this, dear ones, they will all either fall to be completely wiped away without much trace, or they will be incorporated. And many of those that seemed asleep before and lost in the dark will suddenly wake up and step back into the light to come home. All of this is so amazing, and what will be created by you as one planet, one people will be magnificent. As this construct is being deconstructed, and the cleanup and the shift in your financial, governments, and societal beliefs and practices and understandings and the mechanics and goals of that, though there'll be much confusion and chaos dealing with this, and with a sense of, and you'll get a sense of not knowing where you are or where you're going, and everything will feel like it's shifting, rapid changing of your perceptions, and that your understandings and beliefs will be changed. Some of those may be core beliefs and understandings. Some may be even about your own history, humanity's history, about your own genetic origins. All this will be changed. This is the time for humanity to release ego's lies and half-truths. Allow them to be stripped and erased and replaced with the truth. And all will be united by this divine truth of the nature of you and of all the source universe. The essence of what is this time we speak of is not just rapidly approaching, say using years as units of measurement by which we express the urgency of your attention that you should consider, but what you should consider as a measurement is months. Yes, dear beloveds, months. It will be only months before the acceleration and escalation towards entering this type of transitional peak in the moment of now, in which you will and your planet will be subjected to a mass amount of solar activity, which will begin the largest wave of spiritual fire that will be heading your way. The way the light, which in its essence is at your core as well, this wave and the energy it carries will rock and disconnect and rewrite and demote time and its influence on you and your brain waves in your DNA. You will be sensing that collapsing of the timelines. The linear time we speak of that is collapsing. This was placed there by you at the time of your constructing this illusion of 3D. It is what part kept you up until now. Here, in this virtual video game, you'll be here until that transformation, that time of no time occurs. We have said is collapsing within itself. Yes, it is collapsing down into itself, and it's accelerating, and it's like when the sun collapses within itself, and all the energy becomes compacted and dense, and the result is a completely new, and its power and its effect on you and your planet will be phenomenal. That large weight of light will bombard you and your planet. It will slow time down so radically. It will affect the time time and space and the space and time realities. So radically, it will slow time down that the perception of linear time will shatter within your senses. It will no longer govern or be an obstacle to overcome by its linear nature. It will metaphorically go vertical. As we said when comparing it to the sun, it will become something completely different to you, and its powers and effects will be for what truly has happened. You'll be fully conscious of what time truly consists of, and its role for the true time only really exists in the present moment, and that is the only time that is actually useful, except to use linear time for points of reference, such as for meetings or times for appointments or reference. For eons, since its construct, you gave it an ego and kept you trapped in it, running to and fro on your linear time, only stopping to be in the present, which the only time you can create on a consistent basis, and frequently you didn't create from the present moment. It was inconsistent, and frequently you made your major choices what to create from fears of past experiences that no longer exist and you cannot change, or you made your choices based on fear of what you might experience as a possibility in the future, which the possibilities are endless, and it will be what you focus on. Also, this shattering and destruction of linear time, the effects will be on your planet's rotational speed and the magnetics and gravity of the planet and the sun, as well as the gravity. Along with the wave at its peak, you and your planet and your solar system will line up directly with the galaxy center, which you call a black hole, which in turn will line up in the center of the universe with its black hole. Your solar system and its planets will also line up in an extremely rare alignment within itself, as well as your solar system will also line up with powerfully energetically charged star constellations and galaxies. This, along with the time paradigm shattering and releasing much of it grasp on you, along with the timelines collapsing into itself, becoming dense and transforming, and becoming within your perception a true perception of time and how you can manipulate it, and what that means for you for creation will be the catalyst that will create the moment that will allow it to be the opportune time for the mitosis of your planet. So along with the higher vibrational twin of Earth, it will be as if it was a cell dividing your planet with its higher vibrational twin that will split off from Earth. Those that have chose to ascend and evolve, for lack of a more accurate term, you would understand to a fifth vibration. If you were able to be an audience watching it like a video or movie, you would see a video or a movie of a cell dividing. The cell would look like your little blue planet. The story would play out after the Earth cell divided in two. One that its vibration is at 3D level would stay to hold its place for dimensional cohesiveness, and its twin, or the new cell of planet Earth, that divided all off, along with those that chose to, will evolve and raise its vibration to take its place in the heart of the universal body with a fifth vibrational energy. This in layman's version of the physical planetary transformation that gives you a good clear picture for your understanding. This peak moment that allows this cell division to take place will take place very soon. Now we move vertically forward. Beloveds, we speak to you now of the lost feeling that many of you are experiencing at this moment. Many of you are souls yet to be known, have notoriety in their communities as souls who burn and shine bright the light for their precious and important service. Their offering, their value is very often blocked from humanity's views by the parameters of the 3D virtual illusion game you've been playing. And some souls that are well known, that have the notoriety that the light within them is shining most boldly and brightly, are all feeling to different degrees, are being affected by this odd, incongruent energy that is coming in and through you. This extraordinarily odd, weird feeling from all of this and the effects from what is rapidly transpiring on all levels of your existence is creating a lot of you the sense that you feel isolated from the general population, not necessarily physically, but interactively, emotionally, and spiritually. Trust us, beloveds, just about everyone of that is within humanity seems, and yes, we say seems, like the source field that binds you to this 3D illusion, this shared perception that all of you share, is being very glitchy. Like each of you are on your own individual wavelength, or along with the acceleration and instability of the linear time paradigm and the wavering between being aware of space and time and being aware of time and space. It's a lot to absorb so quickly, so we're giving it to you in individual pieces. Here is a good start for your contemplation. You exist in the reality of space and time generally, but you also exist in the time and space reality. Time and space are opposing parts of the same thing. It's the yin and yang of the same thing. One cannot exist without the other. So you and what you perceive on a conscious level reside mostly in the place of space and time, where space, for lack of better terms, has seniority. In your current reality and in your perception, matter resides also here. You also, along with what you perceive it on a conscious level, exists in the time of time and space, where time has seniority. Since all of you do not just exist one or the other, you exist on the fine line between the two, and your thoughts and energy it produces actually shapes and creates what you experience as reality, collectively and individually. Therefore, so the truth of it is you can manipulate the mind, both of these realities. Most effectively, it is to do with the mind of the heart. There are many forces that affect these realities. That is for another time. The remembrance and the abilities will come into play that will return to you. Manipulating those realities play a big part in the functioning and creating for yourself the existence that you want. All these factors are coming into play now, and that is why all this feels foreign, odd. You are unsure what is happening actually in your bodies and in your existence and in your perception. Do not worry, nothing to fear, only something to embrace. Allow it to flow into you and learn about it and understand and bring into your awareness. Be conscious of what presents itself and experience it with joy and happiness and gratitude. See it as fun and wondrous adventure, for it is the journey of life you have been given, a gift of it. We know that this feeling that you are feeling of being overwhelmed and lost, etc., is so strong, and now rather than feeling the sense of decreasing so as to allow the next shift that you know is coming in, like it has been, rather is increasing intensity. This is not an illusion for you. From now until the transformation is complete, the shift and the subsequent shifts will seem like one continuous shift with increasing intensity and bombardment. We know this sounds scary, but beloveds, it's nothing to fear. These feelings that are overwhelming and giving you discomfort are actually affirmations that you're going in the right direction, that your seat on the Ascension Evolution bus booked and confirmed. And unless you change your mind and decide to stay and not go, you do not have to worry whether you made the list, metaphorically speaking. To make the journey with ease and grace without as much discomfort as possible, be willing and open to release all that which is a lower vibration, all that which does not by intent serve the highest good, all that by which does not come from love, from the mind of the heart. Release any 3D ego-based beliefs that hold you to the paradigm of separation. Rather bind yourself to humanity, to each other, and to the source universe, and to source, rather than do that in fear, and that it all comes from under the heading of fear, such as violence, revenge, cruelty, intolerance, etc. But there is no place for that where you are going. Those energies that vibrate lower are not compatible and cannot exist harmoniously with the vibration of the higher vibration that you are becoming. Even now you are experiencing the minor effects of that incompatibility. Just release, release, release all that which seems to plague you. If you do not completely understand with your 3D mind, with your 3D logic, leave it to your high self. Leave it and ask Source. Ask us to guide you. Have faith in the divine in you. Have faith in the Source to guide you and bring you to where it is you need to be. This is not to say you do nothing. This is not to say that you don't do your best with the intent of love. Because remember, for your intent from the heart, from the mind of the heart, and move forward and always do what you can do now and be successful at as best as you are able to do in the moment of now. And hold on and keep your mind open to the infinite possibilities. And bind yourself to each other through all that is in the best that is within your humanness, which is true love, peace, and compassion, tolerance, forgiveness, understanding, and so forth. Release everything that comes or is born from fear. All that will evaporate that which plagues you. It may not happen overnight, but it will happen when this all gets too much for you. Do not be afraid, or think it is too much trouble, or that you are not worthy, that you don't deserve to ask us to pray to Source, the Creator, God, for help, for guidance, for relief. For that asking and praying is most welcome to God. The Creator loves you, has no boundaries. His love has no condition, no judgment on your worth, understand that your faith in God, in the unconditional love God has for you, is the key. For it is in that belief, in the faith, and the strength of your focus and intent through your beliefs and perceptions that are the creative force behind your reality. You came together once a long time ago as a creative force to create this 3D reality. Even though you began constructing that eons ago and been working on it all along, but you forgot. But now is time of remembrance, and you have been remembering and understanding and adjusting to that remembering wonderfully. But it is now time for you not only to remember, but to own these beliefs. And all of you that, and how it affects, how all this goes down. Yes, you. It is a fact, even proven by your scientific community, that your unified thoughts and emotions and intent determine how peacefully or how pervasive your experiences will be experienced. Even your planets whose genetic structure, etc., is being changed as well, and the effects of the turmoil of that or difficulty of that change and how pervasive it is for you and the planet, and the intensity of the negative reaction either geologically or atmospherically or chemically, and the outfall is affected greatly by humanity and its beliefs and perceptions, and whether your focus is holding ease and grace or you're running rampant with the what-ifs and the worry fears of possible, imagined but do not yet exist scenarios based on fear, possibilities but truly unknown outcomes. Nothing is as you stand and own and never let go of the matter what happens to you, what you experience. At the end of it all, when it is all said and done, all will be well. Truly there is nothing to fear. We know each of you must journey this in the way it is in your nature to journey it. We cannot, nor would we want you to make choices for you, to force anything upon you. We are here to offer to you what we have to offer, and others love unconditionally, and encouragement and guidance and support in truth. It is up to you to do what you choose to do with it and what we have to offer. We can assure you that we speak only with the highest intent of love and truth and support. And now we move vertically forward. Until we speak again, dear beloveds, hold strong, keep moving forward, and stay and be in the present moment. And we have unwavering faith in you, as does the source, only more so. The source's faith, like the source's love, is inexhaustible, unconditional, and has no boundaries. Many things are coming to pass very quickly, and all of you are experiencing this your own individual unique way, and coming together in unity sometimes is difficult, but the one thing that none of you can deny that can unify you and you can all agree on is love, and in your humanity. We are Archangel Metatron and the Gatekeepers. Until next time, if you should need us, we are only a thought away. We love you. Love, light, and blessings. Namaste.
Father, Mother, God, thy will be done, and may